Hello, this is Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you so much for taking the time from your busy schedule to listen to this short video message. The purpose of this message is to provide a preview of the online class entitled How to Manage 501c3 Nonprofit Organizations. Again, I'm Susan Woods and I am a nonprofit consultant. I started a 501c3 nonprofit organization in 2003. I managed two programs underneath that umbrella for 10 years. I believe in lifelong learning, therefore, I enroll in nonprofit management certificate programs every opportunity I can. Thus far, I have completed nonprofit management certificate programs at Duke University, Wake Forest University, and Winthrop University. I'm also a three-time graduate of Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration, a Master of Arts in Teaching degree in Business Education, and a Master of Business Administration degree. My company name is Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions, and I provide in-person nonprofit classes, online nonprofit classes. I have a YouTube channel, and the name of it is Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions, which I upload free classes. I also provide 501c3 startup services. I've provided those services since 2010, and for the last 10 years, I have earned a 100% approval rating from the IRS on behalf of my clients. I also provide 501c3 reinstatement services for people who have lost their 501c3 status and would like to reinstate the status. Again, this is a preview of the How to Manage 501c3 Nonprofit Organizations class. This is class number 3 of the Online Fundamental Nonprofit Classes series. This class teaches you how to manage human resources, financial resources, and public image. The fee to enroll in this class is only $50, which allows you to learn at your pace, around your schedule, in the privacy of your home, or wherever internet access is available. So again, I'm providing a preview just to give you an idea of what you will learn in the full online class. So the first topic we will talk about in the full online class is human resource management. The topics we will discuss in the human resources management section of the full class include board of directors, advisory committees, compensated employees, contractors who use a Form 1099, and volunteers. We will talk about each one of the categories of human resources listed here in the full class. For example, I will tell you about the board of directors, how to create one, how to recruit the right people, and provide an explanation of the roles. I will also explain what advisory committees are and how they benefit your nonprofit organization. And then, of course, we'll talk about compensated employees and how you would generate revenues in order to pay people who work for your nonprofit organization. Then we'll talk about contractors. Those are the people who are used periodically based on their expertise. And we will talk about the Form 1099, which is used for contractors. And then we'll talk about how to recruit and retain volunteers to help you reach your nonprofit mission. So that's the human resources section that we'll talk about. And again, in a full class, we will elaborate on each one of these categories of human resources. Then we'll transition over to financial management, which is crucial, which is a major topic in the How to Manage 501c3 Nonprofit Organizations online class. Financial management entails the following. We'll talk about how to adhere to a budget. We will take into consideration or assumption that you've already created a budget for your nonprofit organization. So we'll talk about how to adhere to the budget. We'll talk about how to create a bank account, how to provide transparency, how to conduct internal audits, how to acquire external audits, how to follow IRS rules, and then how to file the appropriate Form 990 information returns. These are the topics that we will cover in detail in the How to Manage 501c3 Nonprofit Organizations class in the financial management section. But let me give you just a little bit more information, because if you enroll in the class or not, I still want you to have this information that I'm about to share about the Form 990 information return. The Form 990 information return is the return that you must submit every single year to the IRS to provide information regarding the revenues you've generated and the types of services you provided that prior year. So I still want to give you this information even though this is a preview of the class. So the IRS Form 990 information returns filing guidelines. You have three major types of Form 990 information returns that you need to understand as a person that works with 501c3 nonprofit organizations. The types include the Form 990N, the Form 990EZ, and the Form 990. So when do you file each one of these types? Well, if your gross receipts are between $0 and $49,999 and you have a minimal amount of assets, then you will file the Form 990N. If your gross receipts are between $50,000 and $199,999, dollars, and your assets are less than $500,000, then you will file the Form 990EZ. Now, if your gross receipts are $200,000 or more and your assets are $500,000 or more, then you will file the Form 990. So again, this is just providing you guidance on how to file your Form 990 information returns and which type you should file based on the information I'm sharing here. When are the due dates? Now, we know what type of Form 990 information returns we should file depending upon the gross receipts and the assets, but when are they due? When should you turn them in? The Form 990 information returns are due by the 15th day of the 5th month after your fiscal year ends. So I'm just going to give you a moment to read that because that's a mouthful. Again, the Form 990 information returns for your 501c3 nonprofit organization are due by the 15th day of the 5th month after your fiscal year ends. So, for example, if your fiscal year ends on December 31st, which is a calendar fiscal year, then your Form 990 information return is due by May 15th of the next year. So that's how you calculate it. I also provide a convenient at a glance Form 990 due dates chart for you to use, and we will discuss it more in class. But it just lets you know if your fiscal year ends January 31st, then your 990 is due June 15th. So it just shows you how to know when to file your Form 990 information returns. And this is crucial because if you miss filing your Form 990 information return for 3 consecutive years, the IRS will automatically revoke your 501c3 status. It's an automatic revocation. It doesn't matter if you earn zero. For example, I operated my nonprofit organization until December 2013. December 31st, 2013 was the last day that we offered programs underneath my nonprofit organization. Nevertheless, I want to keep my 501c3 status because I never know when I might want to add another program underneath the umbrella. Therefore, every year I still file Form 990, the Form 990N, which is also called an e-postcard, and that's the one that you file when you have earned less than $50,000 a year. Well, I've earned zero, right? Because we're not offering any programs, therefore we're not raising any money. So I have zero. So that's what I filed. I filed zero, and I let the IRS know that I still want to maintain the nonprofit organization in active status. So I don't want to be revoked, because if you're revoked, you can be reinstated, but your revocation date and your reinstatement date are permanent parts of your record. So a savvy investor can certainly look at your record online to determine or to learn that you have been revoked in the past, and they may have questions regarding what caused the revocation. So just avoid it by filing by the due date each year. Let's talk about image management. Again, this is a high level information, a high level of the information that I'm going to share in the full class. So image management is very, very important in terms of your public image. So we'll talk about your image, your personal image. How do you project yourself in the community? Because if people know that you have a nonprofit organization, they're going to expect you to carry yourself in a certain way. What's the image of your employees? How are they projecting themselves in the public? Volunteers. What do your written materials look like? Do they look professionally done? What about your website layout? Social media platforms, do they reflect your nonprofit organization's image correctly? What about your program return on investment? Do you clearly define how people can expect to get a return on their investments in your organizations? Do the returns on investment options reflect your nonprofit's public image correctly? And transparency. That is probably the number one way in which you should project a positive public image because you're being open and honest and transparent about everything that goes on in your nonprofit organization. So these are the public image management topics that we will discuss in detail in the full class. So enroll now. Now is the time to go ahead and enroll in the classes to start learning how to manage your 501c3 nonprofit organization. Use the steps below. Go to www.trustsusanwoods.com, select April 2020 online classes, and choose the online class you need, or all of them, because there are 4 classes in the Fundamental Nonprofit Classes series. So they include the how to start, how to fund, how to manage, and how to sustain. Process your payment for the class. The classes are only $50 each, which is a phenomenal value based on the type of information that you're going to receive. Once you have processed your payment, then I will send you a link to complete the class around your schedule, at your pace, and in the privacy of your home or wherever there is internet access. Thank you again for taking the time from your busy schedule to listen to this short video message. I highly encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity to learn at home how to manage your 501c3 nonprofit organization successfully. I am Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you and have a good day.